We are live.
Hello. Hi.
Gentlemen. Debate night. Are we ready?
I guess.
Hell yeah. We are going to have some awesome, fun questions here. They're lighthearted questions, so don't think that there's some, it's going to be thought-provoking in any dense way.
To preface this, Dylan and I have absolutely zero context on what these are. We're shooting from the hip right now.
Going in blind.
As it should be.
As all debates should be, right? You shouldn't know anything about what you're talking about.
You should know a single goddamn
You shouldn't know
thing.
anything. You should just go in there and just...
Well, see the word itself.
So I've got the question up on the screen, actually, but I will ask it to you, so don't look at the screen, which you guys actually really can't, can you? So
I don't even
yeah,
have it up.
so that's perfect. So let me read through the actual format here of how this is going to work. Okay?
Okay.
Here's the debate rules. Every round is going to be a different question. You're going to have 1 minute to answer each one. And then we can kind of go back and forth. If there are people watching, feel free to vote in the chat as to who you think is winning or who you want to give a point to the round. You'll be considered. Okay, but ultimately I'm the
You'll be
fucking
considered.
host. All right, this is my fucking show here. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, each round there will be a debater, which will start off. Kyle will be the debater, and then there's the rebuter. You rebute what he is saying. Okay, there's some spicy ones on here where it's going to get kind of interesting with some questions.
Okay.
But you're not going to know the question until basically I tell it, and then we start immediately. Okay.
Okay. And what about what side? Do you just choose random?
You're going to be the debater. He'll be the rebuter to start us off.
Okay.
And then it's going to flip. So
Gotcha.
First question's you.
If
So
you already
next
said that, I
question's you.
apologize. I'm already zoning out. I'm just kidding.
That's exactly, that is the mental state in which we want here, folks. Okay? So you're going to get 1 minute to argue your point. Then we're going to reset the timer. You're going to get 30 seconds to rebut
rebut.
that point. Whether you agree with it or not. This is a debate format.
So
So you
we're-
have to
okay,
come
so-
up with a counterpart.
We're both debaters. So you mean pro for and against? I'm
Yes.
So I'm for first, and then he's against first.
Well, I guess these questions aren't they're not in the sense of
Is it opinions?
happiness.
So agree,
for you
disagree.
against it. Yeah,
agree,
it's-
disagree.
it's-
So
it's-
I'm agree first. He's disagree first.
Well, let me give you the first question to help you kind of frame this.
Okay.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? That's the first question.
So I'm arguing for that.
So you're arguing, whatever angle you want to choose. Actually, you're the debater, so you get to pick your position,
We're
and
both
then he has to
debaters.
rebut it. Well, no. He'll be the debater on the next question.
But
He's
if we're
rebuting
who are we
whatever you're
debating?
saying.
Oh, so that would imply
Each round. Yeah. So you're the you're
Just
the
'cause
debater.
he's
He's rebuting.
rebuttaling it doesn't mean
Rebuttaling,
that he's
yeah.
not a debater. That's what I was confused
Oh,
about. 'cause
okay. So yeah,
we're
you're
just arguing a point.
no. So you're gonna pick whatever side because it's your question.
Oh, I kind of like being forced to choose a
You have 5 seconds to choose it because you got to go right into your
okay.
debate, right? And then you have to take the opposite position.
See, this is why
Okay.
explaining the rules as we go is a problem.
we haven't even started.
No, we haven't.
No.
He's been arguing with me all day.
I've been pre-gaming.
I guess. Okay, you'll each take your turn, and then at the end of each round, I will assign a winner of
will
who
vote.
has convinced me, that has made the best argument. Okay, so you're presenting your argument to me.
Okay.
Okay? If you win, you get a point. If you lose, you don't get a point. Before the round, you get once per game, you get to use a joker card. Okay?
Okay.
So there's going to be, you know what? Let's give you 3. I'm actually going to give you 3 joker cards.
A wicked Wango card.
What do we do with those?
I'll
Wackadoo.
tell you. Okay? You each are going to get 3 chances. Before the question gets asked, you have to announce it. Before the question gets asked, you have to say, I'm using my joker card. You get 3 of them per round. For reference, there are 25 questions.
Okay.
Okay? So use them wisely. We might skip a few of these. Some of these suck, to be honest. Like I said, I used AI to help me sort of frame out what I was thinking. Okay, and then you get. Let's see how I want to do this. You get double the points if you win, but it should be like more than that. Let's say you get triple points if you win. Okay. So you get a normal round will be 1 point. If you use the Joker card, you get 3 points if you win.
But you don't know the topic.
And you don't know the topic, and you don't know if you're going to win.
You just know if you're a debater or not, basically. If you're
if the question, if you get to choose your angle or if you don't get to choose your angle. Okay. Now
So this is the arguer, the four. So I'll say my piece. Then he gets a chance to
you get
for
one
a rebuttal.
Minute. He gets 30 seconds.
30 seconds, and then what about a counter?
Would you like a counter?
I think that's real debate. Is we should at least be able to counter each other's statements at least once.
Counter?
I don't know. He's the one who won third place
Because they're
debating, so he knows.
Well, let me be clear. I won third place in the speech part of speech
Let
and
this
debate.
be the first. This is the first question. How would you like this debate format to go? Do we counter or do we have?
I think point, counterpoint, and then refute.
How long for the refute?
Definitely not longer than 30 seconds.
So you get a point. So you make your point. He gets to rebuttal it,
and then you get a chance to counter.
And then that's it. So you get a minute and a half, and he only gets 30 seconds.
Because you're arguing. Unless we change his to a minute. All right, let me look up the official Lincoln Douglas rules.
I feel like we're trying. The spirit is just to have fun. What are we getting into the Lincoln?
All right, you know
Douglas?
what? You're right. I'm getting really competitive right now.
I'm like, let's just calm down. We're just here to have like a fun time. There's no debating. Like, it's not really debate. It's just like a duel. You make points. He makes points. That's really what it's the.
So this is what I had in mind. All right. So there's the.
Do I need a fucking podium rolled out here? Some
The
fireworks?
affirmative constructive. So that'd be me. There's the affirmative debater. Because we're both debaters. That also was throwing me off. But there's the affirmative debater, meaning they're four. They present their point. The cross-examination is where he gets to ask me questions about the things I've said.
Okay.
And then after he's asked me questions about the things I said, then he makes his point. And then I get to then cross-examine him. And then that would conclude the round, pretty much. You know what? Fine. I'll make a point. He makes a point, and we move on.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really just who has.
We're losing the good spirit of debating.
I didn't know that this was such an impassioned topic of your. All night when I pitched this 2 hours ago, all I heard was he was going to be falling asleep.
I'm sorry.
And
I
now
just
all
thought
of a
you
sudden
knew.
he
All right. I thought
chose
that you were. I thought that you were going to take this seriously. I didn't think we were going to.
I mean, imagine if I walked in here with all these things.
I know.
You have to have, like,
I'd have probably been way more hyped.
I would not have guessed that, dude. Not in a million years. All right. Okay. So I guess I'm going to give you both a point for this as a hot dog sandwich because I don't want to use that as an example.
All right. So
you each get a point on this
point,
first round.
counterpoint, and then move on. Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to still keep it with Kyle as the debater, and then 30 seconds for you to rebuttal. Let me get the next question
Wait.
on screen.
Aren't we doing? We're not doing a hot dog. We're just
No,
skipping over
because
it.
you've had too much
You've
time
had too
to
much
think
time
about
to think.
Oh.
This is supposed to be spontaneous.
I kind of wanted to hear it.
it. Okay. Question to you, Kyle. Should pineapple be allowed on pizza? Your time begins.
Pineapple should not be allowed on pizza. The reason I'm laying this out is because it tastes horrible. I think that if you look at the statistics, and I'd be willing to bet, majority of people would like pineapple not to be on there, and that in itself should tell you why that is a bad ingredient to have on pizza. Now, there's more than just my personal opinions. My personal opinion doesn't taste good, but also if you look at the traditional way pizza is created, it's really just cheese, marinara, and bread. If you go to like Italy, that's how it's constructed. They would argue that anything beyond that is not pizza. So I'd be willing to further debate that anything beyond just the cheese, the sauce, and the bread is not true pizza. And I think that's the core of what we're really getting at here. It might be pizza, but it's not true pizza. And that's why I don't agree with it.
Ooh, spicy. How do I do 30 seconds now? Oh, there we go. That's easy, actually. Cool. Dylan, begin.
All right. I think pineapple should be on pizza. As somebody who worked at a pizza place where we made ready-to-go pizzas, statistically, the pineapple Hawaiian was very popular. It wasn't least popular, and I think if you look at all the different pizza restaurants or fast food chains in America, you'll see a Hawaiian pizza because it is a popular pizza style. And I don't think pizzas are anywhere near the Italian pizza anymore.
Ooh.
I feel like he needs more than 30 seconds.
That was
Should we make it equal 1 minute, 1 minute?
I think it should be 1 minute, 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay.
Not
All
that he
right.
didn't make good points. I'm just thinking that wasn't
I was
enough
like,
time.
Okay, so now if anybody in the chat has to weigh in here, please join in. Let's see. So I guess I have to make the decision, huh?
yeah,
On
You're
who
the
wins.
you're the
maker.
judge, jury, and
Executioner.
well, I guess they're the jury.
One of us is going to die.
Yeah.
So it's who made the most convincing argument that
That's why I think both should have a minute.
because you made this whole case for pineapple is not a popular ingredient, and then you actually brought up personal experience, which I didn't even think about that angle where it was.
I knew he was going to do that as soon as I was like, this guy fucking worked at Papa Murphy.
And with the 30-second, debuff, I think I gotta go with you. And Victory actually agrees with me. Pineapple belongs on pizza. I think Dylan takes the first round here.
Thank you.
All right, cool. We having fun, boys?
Yeah,
Sweet.
that's fun.
All right, here we go.
So now
Let me get the
I'm
next question.
leading,
So
right?
now this question's going to be to you. Let me.
Don't forget to change it to a minute too.
Yes, I will.
Do your job.
Dance, monkey,
Oh
dance.
God, I love this question.
So let me ask you real quick: are any of the questions like previous opinions we have?
A lot of these are just like what I like to bitch about. Shit, I like.
My problem was with the first
that
question?
I'm opinionated.
I chose off of emotion. And then as I started talking about it, I realized I made the wrong choice.
I didn't think you were going to go against it. I thought you were
hate
going to go
pineapple
for
on
it.
pizza, and so
I feel like that's harder.
I know.
Because should it be allowed? Like, it should be allowed, but you suck as a human being.
And then I realized my first argument wasn't strong, so I brought back like the origins of pizza.
I almost gave it to you for that because you made 2 points. And
They really do feel that way too.
and he
Anything that's not-
didn't even address the second point.
I was trying
So-
to get to it, and I was like,
Just to give you guys some things.
That's what I mean, though. If he had more time, he probably would have.
Because you laid out 2 arguments and you didn't actually rebut any of that one point. Not that you have to, but you didn't give a counter to it. So I was actually initially leaning, but the personal experience with the pizza, I didn't even think about that. Great use of storytelling.
It wouldn't have got you points in speech and debate.
You have, according to Edward Norton, whatever the fuck the
In a cross examination, you have to reference at least 3 points.
improved sources. Okay, where's your sources? All right,
Edward
next up.
Norton, what the?
Whatever the framework that you were operating. What was that thing called?
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Lincoln Douglas. It was because
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln debated
That's
the Douglas guy.
It's cute.
Wow, that's part of our history.
It's cute.
It's really cute. Okay. Next question to you, Dylan. Is it better to binge watch a TV show or watch it weekly? Begin.
I'm going for that it is better to binge watch a TV show. I think it is better because it allows you to remember what happened in the previous episodes, along with being able to have a more cohesive story in your mind of the character arcs and everything like that, so you don't have to try and remember what happened last week. You're just focused on the story and kind of involved in the story. Also, the problem you run into with weekly shows is that in between episodes, you become disconnected. And what I look for in a TV show or in any type of media is to fully escape into it. And if I'm binging it, I'm fully escaping into the world and I don't have to leave that whole time. And so I think we should be able to binge it. This is a lot longer than 30 seconds now.
Are you forfeiting your time?
No, I'm not. An example, Breaking Bad. I don't think you could watch that serialized. Is serialized the right word?
We're not here to debate that, sir.
Okay.
Kyle, begin.
All right, so I will bring up that my opponent, he actually did run out of positive points in his argument. He had multiple seconds where he ran out of things to say. I think that's negative when you're trying to make a point on why something is great. I'll bring up 2 points of contention. The first one is anticipation. Really, ultimately when you're watching something, when you want to be involved in something, a part of what makes something great is just that feeling of what's going to happen. What are we going to do? The discussions, the build-up, the, debates and arguments that you'll have around a show. And then the second point would be the art of the cliffhanger. I think that this is kind of lost in the way that shows are streamed now. You could end a show with something mind-blowing to the point where that's all you can do and talk about for the next few weeks. And you just can't do that when you stream it. And because of that, I think shows devalue storytelling in a way.
Well done, gentlemen. So, I do agree that on a personal level, I would prefer to binge watch a show. But Kyle brings up excellent points here. Victory, I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, but I'm going to have to go with Kyle as the victor.
I myself have to go with Kyle.
The anticipation, the cliffhanger,
Yeah.
those are definitely things missed. When you binge watch a show, and you go from like the season finale right into the next season, it like 5 seconds goes by. It doesn't hit with the same weight as if you have to wait a year.
Did that character die? I know.
Full disclosure, I think we're all the same mindset on what we like. But, I got to pull out the...
We're going to agree on a lot of shit. It's good points, though. Really good points. Totally watch it weekly. No one understands anticipation anymore. Totally agree. Remember, you both have 3 jokers. If you want to triple your points in any given round, you can use it before the round. We have about 20 more questions.
20 more questions.
So just keep that in mind. Depending on how many more we do, I might skip some of these.
And we're done.
And that's going to do it, folks.
I'm skipping all
I'm skipping
20.
that one. This one's our cats or dogs, the superior pet. I don't think that I, as a judge, can even listen to an argument
For a cat.
unbiased. So, here's a good one that I think is thought-provoking. Kyle, this question goes to you. Let me get this up on the screen. We need to fill some airtime with some music or something. Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun,
Debate
dun.
question to you, Kyle. Is cereal a soup?
Interesting. I would argue that cereal is a soup. Now, hear me out on this. First, you might think, hot soup is really the only way to eat soup. That's not necessarily true. You can have all kinds of things as long as the main ingredients is some form of liquid and a food item that is in it. You would say, soups have to have water in it. Not necessarily true either. There are soups that are completely void of water, and it's used, say, for things like broth, things that are made from the juices of the meat, things that, what a terrible question. I'm losing this one.
Oh, no! He had me!
I forfeit.
Oh, no! He forfeits!
I couldn't even pass. I couldn't even passionately.
You know what? I think the griller in him, or like the cook inside of him, when he started getting into these like obscure, he's like, I fucking hate everything about
I
this.
hated everything I said in that. By default, Dylan's got this one.
Oh, okay, all right. We'll just give that one. Do you have anything to rebuke on that?
I mean, I was getting ready.
Oh,
I was
Kyle, he's ashamed.
because I had this exact debate with somebody I used to work at a Figure, and so I was already prepared because we looked it up. I did the research on this.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've never heard this question posed before, and I love cereal. And I chose the side I was going on. Again, very prematurely, but this time I didn't have any.
It's tough because
I didn't have any hard in it.
You get hit
I
with the
was like-
question, and then you have like 1 second because
And then
you
like
want to use your time.
halfway you realize you're like, fuck, no.
I realized about 5 seconds in,
Yeah.
I chose the wrong side.
You're like, fuck, I don't believe this.
You should have done a Joker.
Oh, dude, that would have been free. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, and then we have someone in the chat. LS says, "I'd rather binge." I think. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that on a personal level we would binge, but I think we're just judging content of argument. Some of these you're gonna be on the losing side of. There's no doubt. This one's a really cool, fun question, I think. So this goes to you now, Dylan.
Okay.
Still, no. You have, if you use the Joker, it has to be before. You can't use it like. Like in that case, Kyle forfeited at 30 seconds.
Dylan's like,
left.
Joker.
Joker. Yeah, no, can't do that. So
As he's
here we
forcing.
go. Should snooze? Oh, hold on. Let me reset this. Here we go. Should the snooze button be removed from alarm clocks? To you, Dylan.
I believe that the snooze button should not be removed. As somebody who uses it frequently in the morning, I am a person who likes to sleep in. And the snooze button is nice because it gives me the extra allotted time to really wake up and kind of be on that edge of sleep and awake. And I personally don't see any arguments for even taking it away because there is no downside to the snooze button. First off, it allows you to, if you set an alarm earlier, say if you need to be to work or you need to leave to work at like 7:30, it allows you to set the alarm for 7 and then you can snooze up to 7:30, right? Constantly waking you up, just giving you that little bit of extra sleep you need that you might want. And without the snooze button, you would just get up. You would just instantly get up. You turn it off and you're up. So I don't believe the snooze button should be taken away.
Okay. All right. Kyle, 1 minute to you, sir. Begin.
My opponent makes an interesting point. He says that he doesn't see any upsides or value to the snooze button being removed. I would like to pose a question to you. Do we all want to live healthier, better lives? There was a neuroscientist. He was actually on a lot of podcasts, but one of them was Joe Rogan's podcast. He mentioned that the snooze button is an extremely unhealthy way to wake up in the morning. The reason being is if you fall asleep, you enter the REM cycle, and then you slowly come out, and then you wake up. If you allow yourself to drift back, it ruins your brain chemistry for like literally the whole rest of the day. Once you wake up, if you're woken up for the day, you have to stay awake. Your productivity is markedly less. The approach to how you handle things is worse, and overall, you're going to have a better experience.
Oh,
Man.
okay.
He brought the facts.
He did, but he didn't. He just said Joe Rogan. He didn't say
I forget his name.
Andrew Huberman, who I'm assuming he's referencing here.
No, not Andrew Huberman.
Are you thinking of the sleep scientist?
It wasn't him, though.
Matthew Walker?
Matthew Walker. That's the one I was thinking of.
Okay, but I do like your holistic approach and argument about neuroscientists or about just how you wake up with the energy. So I don't know. This one I'm kind of split on. Chat, do you guys have any opinions on who won this debate? It's not about which is the right answer, but it's more of who articulated their argument better. I don't see anything. I'm going to have to lean Kyle. Let's see.
I use my snooze all the time, but after that, I think it should be taken away.
Can I tell you something crazy? I have never snoozed
Ever?
in my life. Not
You've
once.
never fallen asleep? Just kidding.
I think there's probably been times where I've fallen back asleep, but I've never actually done it because I hate the sound of the alarm so much. So my favorite thing about wearing a watch is I can turn off my alarm clock before it ever goes off. It drives me nuts. It could be the most pleasant sound in the world. I don't care what it is. I hate it. And
I don't snooze either. My biggest guilty thing in the morning is sometimes I'll fall back asleep with no snooze.
That's tough. That's tough.
And then
See, that's risky.
yeah. But I do think that there is some basis for falling back asleep after you've woken up is actually more of a detriment than you were to just stay up, because it fucks with your head.
I use the snooze on my phone, and I like it because before the song starts, it vibrates. And that's what wakes me up initially.
So you're able to catch it before it actually kicks off. See, that's what I love. So we got quite a few you guys watching the stream here tonight. Go ahead and hit the like button if you guys want to continue supporting this content. That really, really helps us.
Oh, wow. Look at him just promoting.
Look at
I
that.
know.
What a guy.
We've got a fun little format here. So we're dead tied, 3-3. I wish I had a cool little thing. Wish I could do something with the chat too, like poll them so I can get see what people wanted to vote for. But I didn't see any direct comments whether or not who won that. So I'm going to go with my gut here, and I'm going to say Kyle won that. Well done. He came dressed. Okay, this man looks
This is
ready for a debate. All
He's
right,
got the tie,
This
the
guy.
vest.
Sleeves rolled up, though. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I feel like he's ripping off a couple Obama quotes here too. You see my partner here.
my opponent.
My opponent.
He's here. Okay, I think I want to skip this question because I don't think I can be unbiased for that. Ooh, this one for sure. This one's coming up. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be food related.
Okay.
Man,
We're gonna
these
go ahead
food
and
ones
dive
are
into this.
screwing me over, man.
Cereal, a soup.
These food ones.
All right, here we go. This question to
me.
yeah, right. Okay. So Kyle, to you, should you put ketchup on fries or on the side for dipping? Begin.
I'm going to approach this from the point of fatherhood. I used to be of the mindset that you should pour ketchup all over the fries because ultimately it's your fry, right? You should have the choice to do whatever you want with it. As I've become a father and I'm becoming more and more inclined with sharing, I've learned that it is a big, messy mistake to put ketchup all over fries. And it's a much more pleasant experience when you take the fry, dip it in the ketchup separately. Now, you would argue, okay, well, that doesn't apply to everyone. But I think that if you're sharing a meal with someone, it doesn't matter if it's your kid, if it's a friend, if it's anyone in your life, you should be considerate of them. And fries are kind of the ultimate shared dish, right? I mean, people bring out baskets all the time, and that's why I think you should put it on the side.
Okay. Dylan, begin.
I think my opponent is incorrect. Ooh. And why I think so is in a world that is continually moving towards a more efficient mindset, there's nothing more efficient than putting the ketchup on the fries, right? So that allows you to eat them in one go. No dipping, no senseless need of motion to dip the fry. Now, here's another issue you run into with having to dip fries. What if you have shoestring fries, right? Tiny fries. That gets a little tiring. You're picking up tiny fries, one at a time. Here, you dump the ketchup all over the top of it, then you can just shovel them down. Really enjoy the mixture of the potatoes with the tomatoes. And, yeah, potato, tomato. And really enjoy that mixture, and it really blends well together. Now, steak fries. We need to talk about those. That also works better with putting it on top because guess what? They're huge. They can carry a ton of ketchup. You get a ton of flavor.
You know what? Actually, that last point, you can get a lot more sauce on the actual fry if you go direct. Because
I
you're
would
not
like
just
to invoke
dipping.
that he said you get a ton more flavor after the time stop.
Oh, okay. All right, we've got about a dozen people in the chat here. Who won the debate here? Does anybody have any thoughts? There's quite a debate going on with who thinks what. Depends on the shape of the fries. Some fries are thin, but I put ketchup on them and eat them with a fork. That's controversial as hell. Putting ketchup on the fries makes them cold faster. Very good point, but not brought up in the debate. You know what? My gut, I have to. So you're fighting with a crutch because it is insane.
I don't believe in that.
It is insane.
want that
You
side.
want that side. You want that side.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck.
But you know what? You actually brought up some
Those are the
decent
rules.
points.
Yeah.
Them's the rules. I'm gonna have to give the point to Dylan. I think Dylan takes it,
Even though all the chat was on my side, but okay.
The chat was on the side of what's the most obvious way.
And I will say that the one point you agreed with the most, you said at the very end, happened after the bell.
It did, but I have to consider it. I know. But you know what? Like, I like your point of the idea of like fries shouldn't be shared. You get your own portion, you make it yours. So
You never had
I
a
gotta
basket
give
of fries for the table?
Not really. That doesn't
No,
seem like
I
a
did not
basket of
believe-
fries. What place serves a Red Robin, like a basket of fries?
Yeah, bet all the time.
Flowing
Every
tide.
time I've ever gone out with a group of people, we've always had a basket of fries in the middle.
Kyle, I didn't agree with anything I said.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Like
Red
I
Robin.
was-
all right, Joker.
All right.
oh shoot.
Okay, we're gonna go. Joker is getting deployed here. This is gonna be Kyle's rebuttal, so you get
Yep.
the question. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is exactly the question that we need to have for this. Let me go ahead and put this up on screen here for a second. Here we go. Ooh, baby, baby, baby. All right, now give the second. Chat can see that on screen. Question to you, Dylan. Okay. Is it better to be an early bird or a night owl? Begin.
Okay, I think I'm going to dissect the question there for one moment. You put, is it better? And I'm going to say it is better to be an early bird. Our society is built around waking up early, getting things done. And that is not how it's built for a late hour. As an early bird, you wake up, the sun comes up, that's when stars are opening up. That's when everything is opening up for you to be able to do. Versus if you're a night owl, guess what you're doing? You're either going to clubs or you're staying at home. There's not much happening after a certain hour versus in the morning. That's when civilization moves. That's when humans as a species walk around, do business, get things done. And in my opinion, that is better for humanity than being up late by yourself or in a who knows degenerate club.
Okay. Kyle, to you.
So I'll touch on a couple of points. The first one is I would like to bring notice to the word degenerate. He did use that on multiple occasions. He says the only thing you could do at night is basically waste your life away. I mean, that was quite plainly the point he made, as if there was no other industry that would possibly exist at nighttime. Society moves forward, whether it's day or night. That is, always going to be the case. And I do think that it was a bit of an emotional attack rather than a logical one when he made that attempt at why it shouldn't happen. Secondly, Matthew Walker, I'd like to bring him up again. There's actually a genetic component to whether or not you're an early bird or a night owl. This is actually scientific. They talk about how you can be genetically predisposed to being one or the other. So you're telling someone that they're not going to be an early bird. I don't like it. I had so much more points to make.
I know.
So-
Ooh, this one's tough. Because I felt like he spent a lot of time focusing on the degeneracy. and it did.
Humanity.
Oh.
If I had another 30 seconds.
I know. It's like, because I feel like you had a pretty rounded discussion of why it was important to be an early bird. I don't know if he made the case for a night owl. Right? I think you laid out like really nitpicking his argument, but didn't lay out a case for why night owl was superior. Whatever the
that's a
question
rebuttal.
is. But the question
You're
is,
refuting what they said.
but well, no, you have to take the opposite side, right? Like he's early. He chose early bird. Is it better to be early bird or night owl, right? And he chose early bird. I don't know if you made the case for night owl. And you
Case
provided
wasn't so much for night owl as it was that his argument was flawed.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's read the chat. Everybody's just commenting their own thoughts on the question.
know.
And nothing
That's
to
what you
build.
asked them
voting.
to do.
Let's see.
That's what you asked them to
Neurodivergent
do.
people are typically genetically night owls. It also depends on work schedules and such. Let's take a look. My neighbors don't appreciate when I use my impact wrench at night. Early bird is better. That's true. Night owl if I'm drinking, early bird when I need to get shit done. Okay.
A rule?
What's that?
Early bird, I think.
Oh.
Sweat.
Early bird. I think I have to go with Dylan on this. I didn't get enough of the argument. I got the refute, but I need more of the argument for it. So,
Now I understand what you're looking
yeah,
for.
yeah, yeah.
I'm a night owl. Like,
Me too. Ooh, do I like this? I like this. Wait, who gets the... I like this.
what?
It's going to be
Oh.
a good one.
Joker.
Oh, we're hitting
Using
it.
mine. We got 3, right?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
3. You have 3. We're a little, probably clicking close to half.
All right.
So.
Time to talk quicker then.
Here we go. There we go. It's on the screen. Question to you, Dylan, right? No,
No,
question
him.
to you. No, it's you.
To me.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Do aliens exist? Begin.
So Neil deGrasse Tyson, he had a famous quote where he said, when asked, do aliens exist? Why haven't we seen them? He said that's like taking a cup of water or an empty cup, putting it into the ocean and saying, there's no whales in here. They must not exist. I think that's a pretty strong argument for why we have to assume that there is something out there. Now, alien is a broad term. Intelligent or unintelligent, it doesn't matter. Alien is just life beyond Earth. The universe is more unfathomably huge than we can possibly imagine. To assume that Earth is the only planet that is in the sweet zone in any solar system, in any galaxy, is not only a self-centered thing to do, it's a narrow-minded thing to do. That's all I have to say about that.
He's like, I don't want to get caught in the middle of another tangent here. Okay, Dylan, to you. Begin.
My opponent is making all assumptions. And that's what I'm going to base this argument on, is that everything he said is an assumption of space. I think that to assume that there's other life out there just based on the size of space is incorrect. I can't. This one I forfeit. I can't argue this.
Joker! He laid out a great argument.
I
He brought up the Goldilocks zone.
and I don't
You
believe
laid out
it
a good
at all
argument.
that there's no aliens. like
Stuff. That's why I said I liked it. Then when you drop because that question honestly is almost dominated by because he gets to choose which side he
Yeah.
takes, right?
When you said he made an assumption about the size of space, I'm like, come on, bro. Like,
I had nothing because it's like I don't believe it.
The size of space is everything. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna skip this question. It was. Oh wait, hold on. I want to.
Like every fiber of my being was like,
guy in the black
Shut up.
was super unprepared, got deleted.
There we go, Freddie. Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna go to this question here. Let's see.
Oh, look at this. We're still talking about the last one. Dylan has no idea what an early bird is. He's never up before noon on his day off.
Paid actor. That's all that
That
person
wasn't
is.
the
Paid
question.
actor.
This is the only one. That's the only one that I feel salty about. The others you can have, but I felt like I won that one.
You definitely you earned that one. That was very sound, thoughtful argument. That's tough to defend, no matter what. You both still have 2 jokers left, which for the people in the chat, that means you get triple points that round. We have 13 questions left. Okay?
All right, Joker.
Ooh. Okay. This one's going to be a fun one to use Joker. I guess you could use Joker too if you wanted to at the same time, like double Joker. But
let's do it. Let's do a double joke.
okay, all right. Whoever wins this gets
Both for
3
3
points. Question is to you, Dylan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the chat's already seen the question. I'm curious to see. Dylan, to you, is it okay to use your phone during dinner? Begin.
I do not believe that it is okay to use your phone during dinner. As somebody who grew up in an American family, the American dinner around the round table is a sacred thing. And I believe a phone does not belong in that. Now, first off, I'll touch on using a phone during dinner is disrespectful. When you're at a dinner table with people, you should be having conversations. You should be breaking bread, as they say. That's where the term comes from. And by having a phone, you're not connected into the table. You're focusing on something else. Your full attention isn't given to the table. And another thing I want to touch on with as far as using the phone is that you're allowing yourself to be distracted easily, as if a phone call comes up or something like that, you may need to leave, and that is hugely disrespectful. So I can't finish that, but
Okay, that's going to be a little knock, but I like the argument. Kyle, minute to you.
So, while I do agree, actually, with a lot of things that my opponent said here, I do think that there's one crucial flaw in his argument. One is he lays out an either-or scenario. You either have your phone and you're all good, or if you bring it out, you're a terrible person. What he's not accounting for is that there are plenty of situations where a phone is warranted. Now, this might be an argument that is made where you're like, well, that could be anyone. That's the point. He's saying it should never be allowed. What about the people that have to have their phone when they're working? What if somebody's eating with a friend and their wife's at home about to go into labor? What if you are first time out and your kid is at home being watched by a babysitter? You going to ignore the phone if you see the babysitter call? That's why I'm bringing up this, because it is not that it's okay to have the phone at the table. It's the fact that you said it should never be allowed that I take issue with.
Ooh. Okay. All right, there's enough people in here, I think, and enough people chatting that I'll throw it to you guys. Who won the debate? Whoever gets the more score in the chat, is it Dylan or is it Kyle? Whoever gets that will get triple points this round, and I want to hear everybody's opinion in the chat. So Dylan or Kyle? I'll give it a couple of seconds here. While people are actually chatting, I'm going to add, because people are asking what's the score, and I haven't talked about the score in a while. So I'm going to add a couple of things to the screen here.
Kyle pulling out all the parenting cards.
Okay, remember, guys, I'm asking the audience who won that round. Is it Kyle or is it Dylan? So just let us know in the chat. We will give that person the points. Let's see. Let's do this.
Can they both win, Rana says?
Oh, God. Lame. Let's see where the score is. The score currently is 4 Kyle, 5 Dylan. So this could be a big swing, depending on who wins. Let's go with 4. So Kyle's score. Let's change that to 4. All right, let's see. Oof. We've got 2 votes for... Oh, wow. We've got 3 votes for Dylan and no votes for Kyle.
Want.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, hold on. That's going to bring our total here to 8-4. That's tough coming
I
back.
thought I won that.
That's tough coming back. Honestly,
be
if it was
honest.
left up to me, I probably would have leaned your way, if I'm being
It
honest.
is what it is. The masses spoke.
Ooh. All right.
You heard it here
even your
first.
wife.
You heard it here first. If you're out at dinner, fuck the phone, even if your kid is being
Not allowed.
being watched by a babysitter. Don't touch it.
The crowd has spoken. Okay, here we go. This is fun. So I've got the score on this. Oh wait, hold on. No, I don't have it on the screen. Let me transition this. So you should be able to see it now. Dylan has just a big number over your head, 8 to 4 here. So,
Oh man, the comeback's gonna be hard.
we already had a similar. Okay, is this question's to Kyle, right?
Yeah, he's first.
All right, Kyle, you're going to dominate this one.
Damn. Okay.
It's right in his wheelhouse. Okay, and I don't think you really have an opinion either way. But here we go. Which is superior, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Damn.
Begin.
All right. Well, I think it all comes down to what you're looking for in entertainment, right? Star Trek is entertaining in the sense that it provides a glimpse of what we can aspire towards and what we can achieve. However, that being said, Star Wars is ultimately the show that I have to go with. It offers more than just science and possible futures. It gives people something to strive for, something to dream for, ultimately good versus evil. It presents the idea that anyone, no matter how small, how unimportant they are in some dusty planet in the middle of nowhere, that they can ultimately overcome that and be saviors of really the universe, of the galaxy. And I think that's important for people to know that no matter who they are, they can achieve that.
Okay,
Dude,
Dylan.
I love both those so much. I couldn't decide which way I was going.
Begin.
So I'm going to start off by saying that I believe Star Trek and Star Wars are two sides of the same coin.
Ooh.
A lot of the points Kyle made there, especially at the end about proving that no matter where you're from, you can be anyone, apply to Captain James T. Kirk, the main character of Star Trek, right? He started off in a bar as Chris Pine. No, I'm kidding. But he started off lowly as well, and he became the captain of his own starship. And I think when you look at culturally, both have had a huge impact on science fiction. But I think when it comes to Star Trek, it wins out over Star Wars in that it never really became bad. If you look at Star Wars fans now, there's a lot of discourse, but if you look at Star Trek fans, it's pretty safe. Like, they continue to support the show.
I don't know if there's some pretty shit Star Trek.
I know that-
Also, you didn't debate. you chose they're the same side of the same coin.
I know that the point he's trying to make, and I know this doesn't count
Yeah.
what
Right,
we're saying
right.
right now. But
You
that
win.
was so wrong.
I know, like Star Trek has been kicked, mutilated.
Yeah.
Fucking.
As soon as I started
It
saying that, I
had
was like,
plenty of bad
Oh
seasons.
man, it's just we're in the thick of Star Wars because Lucas finally sold it. Oh, okay. So let me update.
I love both, but I do lean Star Wars. That's the honest truth.
I do too.
And I know you lean Star Trek, so
I do. Yeah.
I was-
Hold on now. Dylan got 3 points for that. So let me update this real quick. Kyle gets 5 points. There we go. All right. Closing the gap. Kyle, you still have one more Joker left. We have a
Gayla, I love Star Trek, and I'm not disagreeing with you in any way. It was a hard
one
one.
because they're both hugely impactful. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
Star Trek is a huge part of my life, my childhood. But so is Star Wars.
Okay, we still have. You both have one Joker left, which is for those that are just joining us. You get triple points that round. Each round's worth 1 point, and the score's on the screen here. Let's go ahead and get into our next question. You got about 8 or 9 questions left. Okay.
All right, I can still do this.
Ooh, this is a good one. I like this one.
I'm still salty. I think I'm down 3 points. I shouldn't be down on the phone one. That's the
crowd
one that's
spoke.
really getting me.
Dude, it was 4-0 in the
I know
chat,
they shot me down hard.
Okay.
I think it's because they were misunderstanding.
All right, here we go.
I'm not turning on the audience. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh. Okay, this question is to Dylan now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Joker.
Ooh. Okay, the gauntlet's been thrown. You also have one.
Let's do another double Joker.
Okay, I'm like, because
I'm about to be down 6.
I was like, strategically, it would make sense. So, but, well, does it? Actually, I don't know if strategically that makes sense or not.
Probably not.
Okay.
But it's
so,
exciting.
It's wild. It's crazy.
Gets the blood flowing.
Okay. I've actually saved these for which questions you've used these on. That's great. Okay, the question is to you, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
Should we bring back extinct animals? Begin.
I believe that we should bring back extinct animals. First off, from a science-based mindset, I think we could learn so much from these extinct species by seeing how they operate, seeing how they lived, and kind of seeing how they are in the natural world. Beyond that, a lot of species that have gone extinct are direct causes of humans. And I think by bringing these species back, we'd be doing a part in fixing what we've already done to our lovely planet. And we would be able to see species that in our lifetime have gone extinct come back that should not have gone extinct. So I think it would be a great endeavor. And not only beyond that, it would help us learn more about our human bodies and perhaps on how to prolong either human life or how we could further develop human life to the next level. Because if we're able to bring back species from the dead, what does that mean we can do for ourselves?
Okay. That's a pretty good argument. To you, Kyle. Oh, begin.
All right, 2 words. Jurassic Park.
Yes.
If
We went there.
if the quote, you got so caught up with whether or not you could, you didn't ask whether or not you should, doesn't resonate right now between us, I don't know what will. Here's the thing. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. There's a reason that some of these animals went extinct. You argue that humanity is the reason for a lot of extinctions, which it is. But that is a very, very small portion of this planet's existence. Now, the debate was, should we bring back extinct animals? No. And that is just playing with things that we don't need to play with. You can study these animals. You can learn from these animals without having to bring them back. And I think it takes away efforts in other areas where this scientific mind might actually be more beneficial.
Both of those
Kyle.
are really good.
Damn.
Again, there's enough people in the
That was a
chat.
good one.
Since this is another Joker round where there's 6 points potential, 6-point swing potential on the table here, I'll leave it to the chatters. Chatters, who won that debate? Whoever has the most votes, I will tally up and assign the 3 points to them. The current score right now is 8 Dylan, 5 Kyle. 3 points going to Kyle would make it a tie and get this right back into the heat. We'll give it a couple minutes here.
Jurassic Park? Because that's how you get Jurassic Park.
The moment you said Jurassic Park, that chat came in. And I was laughing. It was like 2 words. Jurassic Park. Don't mess with Mother Nature. Kyle's right. Kyle's got 1 question, or 1 point.
1 point.
All right, Kyle gets this one. 2-0, Kyle. Here we go. Here we go. You know what's interesting is that it's like being deciphered like the same, like everybody seemingly is. I feel like Kyle's actually slowly changed his debate format. He's now appealing to the audience with
Yeah.
energy. Before it was very stoic, appealing to me and my nature. Well, now
now-
he's like, yeah!
I'm starting,
Jurassic Park!
I'm starting to learn what people are looking for here.
Oh, all right. Hey, I see 3-0 Kyle. Kyle gets the points, folks. This is now a tied game here. Let's go ahead and tally that up. Boom, boom. It is 8-8. Let's see.
And we're out of jokers.
No more jokers.
That was a hell of a round there, folks.
Smokers. Midnight tokers.
Kyle's won 2 in a row now, Dylan. Got to get that momentum back now. Tied score.
Okay.
8-8. All right, we've got about 5 or 6 questions left here.
Don't call it a comeback.
I've been here for years.
Ooh, this is a spicy one, folks. Let me go ahead and get this ready for the screen. This one, I don't know. Just even, I won't say anything. I'll leave it to the
What
debaters.
is going on here? Am I making? What side are we on right now?
Oh yeah, good question. Is it?
I'm making the point. Okay.
Yes. This is to you, Kyle. Question is all tied up here. No jokers left. 5 questions or so left. To you, Kyle. Should you brush your teeth before or after breakfast? Begin.
Ultimately, I think it comes down to the best way to get as much hygiene as possible. I lean towards the camp of brushing teeth after breakfast. Now, the reason I say so is when you first wake up, we all know that your breath is bad. It's been through a lot. If you're open mouth breather, you get taken a lot of bacteria. Obviously, the first thing you want to do is brush your teeth. But dentists actually argue now that you should be brushing your teeth after every meal. I think you're saving time economically by brushing teeth after breakfast rather than brushing before and then brushing again after. Because if that's what dentists want, why are we doing it right before we eat? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It feels like you're wasting time. You need to make sure that we're doing things as efficiently as possible. And ultimately, it comes down to what's important to you, hygiene or not.
Dylan, your rebuttal. Begin.
Since Kyle covered hygiene, I'm going to talk about manners. When you wake up and, as he said, have stank breath, you go out to the family table, have breakfast with the family, and here you're talking to people and just spraying them in the face with all these gingivitis, all this bad breath, and they just have to deal with it because guess what? You're going to brush after. No, I think you should brush before because it's the polite thing to do. Right? You go up, you brush your teeth, you get prepared, you go down to breakfast, you look presentable, your breath feels fresh, the food tastes fresh because guess what? You just had that minty toothpaste or whatever flavor toothpaste, and now it's fresh and ready for whatever delicious breakfast you're about to eat, whether that be sweet or savory. Now, there are things that happen when you have mint. It can enhance your taste buds.
That's it.
I'm ending there.
I don't think mint enhance.
I think you're just making stuff up.
You going down to a corporate board meeting for breakfast with your family? You got to be in a full suit.
Toothpaste has never made a meal taste better.
That's what you think.
All right. Here's my favorite chat of the night. Dylan's quoting what's polite. Kyle's quoting dentist. I mean, Kyle's quoting dentist. I got to give that one to Kyle. I think he made a well-rounded argument there. I like that one. I feel like you were going to like a board meeting for breakfast with your family. You're one of those you're like the family eating breakfast on like a sitcom, right? Where like they have like French toast, fresh squeezed lemonade, like 80 things on their table, and the kid's got to run out to grab his
He's got to take the
cereal.
garbage
or
out
yeah.
too.
Rana's going Dylan because it made her laugh the most.
Oh,
Apparently that's how debates work now.
Laughing.
Okay, so Kyle is now in the lead. What a swing this has been. Kyle's on a tear here recently. Let's go ahead and update the score. It's got to be.
I could tell your heart wasn't in that one.
No,
I could totally
I knew
tell.
you were on my side.
I was like,
And when your mom is dropping bombs in the chat too, you got to watch out. Good try,
good
Dylan.
try.
Have you ever tried to brush your teeth and drink orange juice?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
not a vibe.
disgusting.
It's not.
No, that is disgusting. Okay, here we go. All right, let's do 3 more questions. Okay.
All right.
Ooh, I feel like this one's too. Who gets this next question?
Me.
You do.
Dylan does.
Okay, we're gonna go with this one because this is sort of about the podcast. Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Here we go. Score is 8-9 with Kyle in the lead. Here we go. Question: do video games actually help with real world skills? Begin.
Yes, I believe they do. I'll start off by naming one of the skills, and I'll continue. First skill, map navigation, right? All right. and sense of direction. When you play a video game, most modern video games have maps. And guess what you need to use? You need to use that map to navigate, get chests, get items, mission objectives, and you're learning how to navigate those maps in game. Another skill video game teaches is, now believe it or not, as crazy as it is, driving. I'm not going to quote that Grand Theft Auto teaches you how to drive, but games such as like Forza or Horizon, they teach you how to maneuver a car and how to race, which is part of driving. Now, not everybody's going to be racing, but it teaches you how a car operates, as well as teaches you mechanical parts of the car. You could go into one of those games, learn each mechanical part of the car, and actually come away learning how a car operates.
Okay. Kyle, your rebuttal. Begin.
I don't think that there's any significant data to support that playing video games as a whole increases life skills. Now, the reason I say that is an extremely broad topic, right? And we can't codify or narrow that down enough to say this equals that. I think that Dylan's making a lot of points based on how he feels about gaming as a gamer, but I don't think that he could look me in the eye, honestly, and say, I'm a better driver because I play video games. The point he was making was that is in fact the case, and he didn't back it up with any real substance as to why that is. And then I believe at one point he said that you could be a better mechanic through playing video games. This just seems like grasping and reaching for straws, and I'm going to need a little bit more from him to buy into that.
I'm not gonna lie, you took the weirdest angle that ever that video games teaches you to drive. I would have thought like critical thinking skills or like RPG elements or narratives.
Where I was going to go, I'm not going to say it because I can't sway your opinion.
You don't want to
after.
sway it, yeah.
Yeah. After you decide, I'll say
I
where
actually
I was going.
One of
but I
the
didn't get there
things,
in time.
Nate Dogg actually brought up what I was thinking of, like American Truck Simulator is turning out better CDL drivers than Swift.
This isn't about that, though. This is about us debating the merits of what we just said.
But what he brought up was that you can learn driving, right? And I think that seems to be a bit of a fucking stretch. But I think your point of the mechanics side of it, right? Like if you're playing a game when you have to part in an engine and stuff like that, you might recognize more in different parts and things like that. And Kyle was definitely up against the cards on this one because I know every fiber in his body is like, I hate everything about this. I hate my position. I got to go with Dylan on this one, I think. So that's going to actually going to tie us up.
I still think you chose with your heart there. I don't think his argument. I agree with him, but I don't think his argument was strong at all.
I think you might not be wrong.
Chose with your heart.
You might not be.
The footnote or like my final thing I wanted to talk about was the Forza movie.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you 100%.
Because that guy actually, that's proof. He learned how to race cars from driving.
He
in
did.
a video game.
But you didn't bring it up.
I was starting to get there.
I'm with you on this, but I gotta.
Yeah. I know
the only way I could fight that is I had to pick apart his argument because I couldn't pick apart the substance of what I was saying.
So, because we're tied, I don't want to do two more questions because then we won't be tied or whatever. So I want to make this the final question.
All
right,
right,
so I'm going to put this up. There's no jokers left, so it's 9-9. I guess next point wins here.
I have my surprise joke.
You triggered.
Oh, you bought the
card.
microtransaction shop.
Yep. I pre-ordered this game.
You got the Black
I
Armored
got the
edition.
pre-order bonus. You also only get 15 seconds for your statement.
You know what? I'm going to ask. Oh,
pick a good one, man.
I know. I have some really good ones here.
Chat should be deciding the winner.
Should we have them decide the final question? No.
We'll let chat decide the final question.
Chat will decide the final
so what,
winner.
Me and Kyle look away?
No.
For the I thought question. Final winner.
I just need to pick one of these. Boy, there's some really good ones, but they're almost like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one simply because.
Oh, look at this. We got Nate Dogg. All right, he's saying he demands a recount. He's claiming fraud. All right.
What happened?
the last
have I
question.
not?
Chat. They don't think I won that last one. They're turning against me.
Well, listen. Why do you get to decide the winner, Billy? Or what are they calling out the moderator? This is my debate, folks. Okay. Now this is the final question. It also makes it interesting. It's tie game, 9-9. Okay. All right, here we go.
This is my game.
Yeah, this is why I'm in charge. That's why I'm in the middle.
I vied for much more structure and rules in the beginning.
He definitely did, actually. I'm gonna choose this. Don't look at the. Don't look there. Don't look. You don't get to see the question.
I was reading the comment.
Not too bad.
Yeah, you look at the question.
This question I like because there is no two sides to this. This is actually a really kind of an open-minded question. So you
Is
can,
murder okay?
Yeah.
It's like, there
So
is
you don't
no
have
two
to
sides.
take you don't have to take the opposite side here. You can just advocate for your position on this. Okay.
Okay.
So it's very open-ended. This will be the final question, and then we will decide a winner of tonight's debate. It is tied 9-9. Here
9-9.
we go. Which fictional world would be the best to live in? Begin.
Oh, am I going? I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
I am. Okay. All right. Well, I
I
think
can restart. I'll restart it here for you. And begin.
which fictional world is the best to live in? I think ultimately it comes down to more than just what you like in a TV show or book series, and more about what is the most optimistic and best environment that we would naturally coalesce into. So with that being said, I'm going to have to say that the best world to possibly live in is probably going to be the world of Harry Potter. Now, Harry Potter is not the top of the list of things that I like, but the Wizarding World is one of the most fascinating, interesting cultures that they've ever presented on movies, books. It's all around just a fun, thrilling environment. Magic is always cool. And who doesn't want to go to Hogwarts? I mean, every kid thought about that at one point.
Okay, Dylan, final minute is yours. Begin.
The first part of my argument is going to be spent kind of dissecting his choice of Hogwarts and Harry Potter. That world does not seem... Now, there are fun aspects, I will agree. Being a wizard sounds fun. But there's also classism. There's a huge division of muggles versus humans with a lot of wizard racism built in. And I don't think that sounds like a fun place to live for me, honestly. So my choice would instead have to be Star Trek. Now, Star Trek, the reason I choose that is because it is essentially our world as if we took today's technology and innovated on it to an extreme level. There's no magic, there's no nothing, but it is realistic, and it's what I can imagine our future leaning towards in an optimistic viewpoint. I think it would be great to live in, and I would want to travel to stars.
Okay, so
That's
since this is the final,
interesting.
hold on. Since this is the final one, I want to give another minute to each side because you both spent over 30 seconds kind of setting up the question and how you're thinking of this. I want to give you another minute each to kind of either dispel what they're talking about or build your argument up because you had the chance to rebut his Hogwarts, and
Yeah.
I think that's sort of unfair given the nature of this. So I'll give you another minute, and then you'll get the final minute here. Okay? And begin.
So when you say fantasy world, I think that Star Trek is an admirable choice, and I do think that it is something that we should strive towards. But I don't think it qualifies as a fantasy world because it is something that is foreseeable in our own future. It's not something that is unattainable, something that is a whole separate environment. In fact, I think it's too close to humans as we know it to be considered in that category. The reason I chose Harry Potter, and the reason I'm going to double down on this, is because it's one of the coziest, most inviting, warm atmospheres that you can get in fictional storytelling. Yes, there are those things that exist that you mentioned, but ultimately, you could either go to the Wizarding World at Universal Studios, or you can go to the oh, wait. They don't have one.
Oh! Final minute to conclude tonight's debate. Dylan, the floor is yours.
I want to touch on that fantasy itself does not mean cannot be real. At any point, fantasy is just something that is currently not real. And so, to me, that still qualifies as Star Trek as a world we could live in. And while, yes, there is no there is a Harry Potter world, there is no Star Trek land. You know what there is? There is Star Trek conventions, which have been around a lot longer than Harry Potter land. And I'm pretty sure if you went numbers based, they compete pretty heavily. Oh, I have 20. Geez, I didn't realize. So as far as Star Trek 2, I think living with all the different species where, while yes, there is some space racism, it isn't quite on the level of let's wipe out an entire non-magical species because they hate us.
Okay. Hold on now. We've got quite a debate
I
here.
won't
I'm
say
gonna create
any
a
of my
poll.
thoughts until a winner shows up.
Yeah, let me create a poll here. I have. Let's see if I can do this correctly. I can. Yes. Here we go. So I'm gonna put a poll in chat, and
If you're a first-time viewer to this podcast, I think you're going to get some wild misconceptions about the things we like and don't like.
Okay, I put a poll up in chat, and I said who's the winner. So feel free to go ahead and vote, and we will be able to see who. Wow, we have quite a few votes already coming in. So we'll see who won the debate. It's interesting. I feel like you chose. Well, yeah. Hold on. I don't want to say anything.
Let's not
I
say
don't wanna
anything until a
anything.
winner shows, and then we'll go all into it.
This is very close. There are 9 votes in. There are 10 votes in.
What are we calling it at?
Do
How
you
many
see the
votes?
poll results?
No.
Don't look at my screen. Has anyone not voted because we are dead tied with 10 votes?
What if you give them like a countdown?
It is
okay.
Because they're not seeing that screen. There are 10 votes in. It is dead tied at 50-50 right now.
50-50.
That's pretty cool. I'm happy with that.
We need
There's so much I want to say to
Yeah, do we
sway on
wanna-
my argument right now.
There's no way it could just be a dead tie. 50-50.
What if we get another? No, let's just
think they should
okay.
decide
Hold
a
on.
winner.
The 11th vote finally caught up.
let's just
Are
call
we ready
it.
to call it there?
Just call it.
I will end it there at 11 votes. And the winner of tonight's debate is Dylan. With 11 votes, or excuse me, with 54% of the votes. Kyle with 45% of the votes.
Good job.
Okay. Wow, great job, guys. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
That
That was really cool.
That was a lot of fun.
I like the format. Let me change the score here. Over this.
All right, now that Dylan won, he couldn't even finish his argument on the second he got 20 seconds. Like, oh, I still have time. He brings up Star Trek. That's not a fantasy world.
Did you
I
look
love
up
Star
fantasy?
Trek. Did you? Look
I
it
saw
up?
you looking it up.
I did. No, I didn't look up fantasy.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
not
you
that
were.
petty about it.
I thought you were like, no.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. That was a good fight.
Billy, you're a
That
great
was.
host. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Space loves everybody. Have you ever? Okay, so I thought on basis
Yeah.
you would absolutely shit on Dylan because you went on Hogwarts, which is like our generation, which I would imagine is most of the people watching. That's their thing, right? They click right into it. And then you went Star Trek, and I totally can vibe with your argument.
As if there's no Harry Potter conventions.
But you know what's funny? Well, I just imagine like the fan base. Like I feel like people were just gonna pick which one they liked more,
Yeah.
right? But it sounds like they listened to your argument and then end up leaning that way. That's interesting. That was 11 votes. That's a pretty interactive, like pretty solid round out. I'm glad we were able to see that. Next week, the chatters choose the topic and questions. Okay.
Are we doing this weekly now? I
This
don't
is
know if I got
weekly.
that in me.
You better-
Billy picked
I
the
want to see
topics.
suit up. Yeah, no. Well, there's really no topic. It's just like kind of fun debate questions.
debate questions,
you
yeah.
know.
They're
Just
kind of
fun
pulled.
little-
We had no idea of these. These were all impromptu, on
Yeah.
the fly. A good 60% of the things that I argued for, I would never have argued for in real life.
Yeah.
So it was just
I had to choose. We had to devil's advocate
a fun
some stuff.
little exercise in debating. Yeah.
Now,
Well-
one I was itching to do that I thought you were going to bring up. I was ready. I thought you cared about us.
Oh,
I thought you were going to
shit.
say
What's your favorite podcast?
no. I thought you were going to say Liara versus Tally.
Okay. I couldn't be unbiased. That was my first question I wrote down. But I'm like, there's no way in a 1 minute thing. Like, we've had that out. Okay?
Yeah.
And I don't think I could be unbiased in accepting that result.
Switch moderate. Yeah, I think we should. I think we should do another one, but have Billy participate as a debater.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, I see it too. Probably still a tie because I just got here voted down because I like the name better.
Oh, thanks,
What is
Steven.
this?
But do we know whether or not that's true? Okay.
We don't.
Maybe he's just making
know
us
what?
feel better.
I concede. It's okay. We don't need a death match.
Deathmatch, fight.
All right, now this is where we
You know what?
transition
You should
into
both
an MMA
feel really
fight.
good because it was dead. I mean, with 10 votes, that's for it's a wide audience.
50-50.
No.
50-50. So not bad, to be honest. Not bad, to be honest. So, well, I guess where can people find this?
They can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, any major podcast listening platform, as well as right here on YouTube, where you're watching us right now, hopefully. We do a stream every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, and we like to switch it up. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Sometimes we just talk, sometimes we game, and sometimes we do debates. Like
Maybe
we did
next
tonight.
week you'll see this guy debate, and it's really going to get passionate.
Yeah.
I need
Oh,
more than a
geez.
minute to lay out my ridiculous thought trails.
We're going
All
to
right.
choose some real spicy ones, too.
Oh, dude, we could have Spice Night, huh?
Yeah, Spice Night.
And it's all Dune-themed questions.
all Dune.
Spice.
Yeah. Is Paul Atreides wrong?
Is the Emperor in the wrong or right morally? All right. With a good KD, you get the dub.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.